question you on that. What is there to hide? If you have taken it from about, say, about 10,000 investors or 5,000 investors, give SEBI the list. What's there to hide about it? If your flow of funds are absolutely true, it's correct, it's legitimate, why don't you come and disclose everything? Why are you scared of disclosing it in the DR? That's what the draft red herring prospectus that SEBI has said, filed with the SEBI. Why didn't you disclose? And not only didn't you disclose, and one thing is very, very sure, SEBI जब भी SEBI के सामने कुछ documents जाता है, they go through a microscope. The test is absolutely through a microscope. Each and every details have to be furnished, and that's universally known. I mean, there's nothing hidden or unknown about it.
No, what you mentioned just now is very, very interesting. What you mentioned just now is very, very interesting indeed. Sahara planned to raise 40,000 crores through 2 IPOs, involving 2 companies, 20,000 crores for each company, about 40,000 crores, 40,000 crore. Now, in the last 1 year, पिछले 1 साल में जो 60 कंपनियों के IPOs आए हैं, 60 कंपनीज के जो IPO आए हैं, they have managed to raise only 27,000 crores in total. सब लोगों ने सामूहिक तरीके से केवल 27,000 करोड़ रुपए रेज किए हैं. और यहाँ पर सहारा जब 40,000 करोड़ रेज करने की बात करता है और उसके पहले IPO शुरू होने के पहले ही 4,800 के करीब रुपए वो पहले ही रेज कर चुका है, without taking SEBI's permission. Of course, Sahara says that our legal team has advised us that we don't need anybody's permission. लिहाजा SEBI का फर्ज बनता है कि ये 40,000 करोड़ आप किस तरीके से रेज कर रहे हैं. और इसके पहले जो ऑप्शनली फुली कन्वर्टेबल डिबेंचर्स रूट के द्वारा आपने 4,800 करोड़ रुपए जो आपने 49 एंटिटीज से जो आपने रेज किए, वो पैसा कहाँ से आया? Where did that money come from? What is the source of that money? You know what SEBI is basically scared of is that because the Reserve Bank of India has already given an order asking one of Sahara's companies, one of the major Sahara companies, to return all the deposits that they have collected from investors from all over the country. I think that order will come into effect by 2012, that you have to return all this money to all investors. Perhaps SEBI might have been scared that, hey, this could be another route for Sahara to get that money back into circulation. Pradeep.
Sir, the point, the SEBI, the fear of SEBI, in fact, it's not the fear, it is its duty, fundamental duty to protect the interest of the poor investors. Because we find so many companies coming and vanishing immediately. From February to now, you got 25 to 30 companies that have just vanished.
That's right.
They came, took deposit from the people and went off. It's not that Sahara is a big group who has existed for more than 25 to 30 years. I mean, it has got a good background. But so many other companies. When you are doing legitimate business, you need to do legitimate business. When queries are raised by statutory authorities, you are duty bound to respond to them.
That's right.
If a DRHP has to file, if a process is there, for the government has instituted a process, you have to go through the process. And in the course, any queries, you have to answer it. You can't hide. You can't hide information. You're trying to block information. In
fact, the SEBI order states, and let me read this out, that both the companies of Sahara, which were coming out with an IPO, one of course being Sahara Prime City, which is the second group company, and instead of providing the information sought by the Securities and Exchange Board of India, they, that is Sahara, have adopted various means and adopted convenient pleas for not providing the information and delaying the examination process initiated by SEBI to ascertain the facts. That's what they've said. Now, reacting to the SEBI order, the Sahara Group has said, besides the letter that was sent to SEBI earlier in this regard, where it is clearly mentioned that this OFCD matter is definitely out of the jurisdiction of SEBI, we had given them clear opinions that it is a Ministry of Corporate Affairs matter. And the opinions expressed have been by former Chief Justice A.M. Ahmadi, the former Chief Justice of India, C. Achyutan, former Presiding Officer, Securities Appellate Tribunal, Mumbai, and by Justice S.P. Kurdukar, former Supreme Court Judge, and by a few others. Now, just for the information of our viewers, this Chief Justice Ahmadi is the same gentleman, by the way, who is also known as the Bhopal Judge. The quantum of relief which was given to all Bhopal gas victims, about 5,000 rupees, was also provided over by Justice Ahmadi. Pradeep, you want to comment on that?
Yes, I mean, I was talking to a lot of investors. In fact, a lot of investors who have been in touch with us regarding these issues, and various other companies with the belief are not following the due process of law where, with regards to SEBI is concerned. when Ahmadi, Justice Ahmadi's, ex-Justice Ahmadi's names did crop up, everybody, there was a question mark. That's immediately screamed, is the same gentleman, same judge who had this Bhopal gas tragedy, there was a hue and cry about the entire thing, where the things function. I mean, they believe that he seems to be always in the opposite side of the law, not for the people, but somehow his entire thing is questionable. That is what the investors' reactions are concerned. In fact, they have sent us mails about that too, about the conduct and the court and Sahara. I mean, the point is, if SEBI gives you a query, I mean, SEBI points out a query, you need to answer it. Now you take quote from Justice Chief Justice Ahmadi or Mr.
Right.
Chutan, or I mean, how is it relevant to this matter? You got a straight. They've given you time. In fact, if you see the entire order, there are 2 or 3 times when